Montana, a land of rugged beauty, where the whispers of the past echo through vast wilderness. But hidden deep within its untamed heart lies a secret, a structure that defies explanation, a colossal wall shrouded in mystery, its origins lost to the mists of time. For centuries, it lay concealed beneath a blanket of fallen trees and forgotten memories, a silent sentinel bearing witness to the passage of eons. Now, it emerges from the shadows, challenging our understanding of history and the very forces that shaped our world. The Sage Wall. Is it a marvel of nature or a testament to a lost civilization? Join us as we journey into the unknown to unravel the enigma of this ancient wonder.
Hidden deep within the remote mountainous wilderness of Montana lies a structure that defies conventional explanation. For centuries, it remained concealed beneath a dense canopy of fallen trees and thick foliage, virtually unknown to the world. This is the Sage Wall, a massive alignment of granite blocks stretching across the landscape in a perfectly straight line. But what secrets does it hold? Could this be the work of an ancient civilization, or is it a marvel of natural geological forces? As we approach the wall, questions multiply. The structure is composed of enormous granite blocks, some weighing up to 91 tons. They are intricately stacked and interlocked like pieces of a colossal puzzle, extending up to 275 feet in length and reaching heights of 25 feet above ground. Remarkably, studies suggest the wall continues another 15 feet below the surface. Granite doesn't typically split into consistent 90-degree angles and corners, so how did these stones come to be so precisely shaped and arranged? The landowners, Christopher Borton and Linda Welsh, were unaware of the wall's existence until they decided to clear a portion of their property. The discovery sparked curiosity and speculation. The wall's unique features, its straight lines, angular formations, and mysterious knobs on the stone surfaces, bear a striking resemblance to ancient megalithic sites found in Peru, Egypt, and other parts of the world. Could there be a connection? Is it possible that this wall was constructed by an advanced civilization lost to time? Independent researcher Michael Collins, host of the YouTube channel Wandering Wolf, documented the wall extensively. He was astonished to find numerous knobs on the stones, features commonly found on megalithic structures around the globe. But what purpose did these knobs serve? And why would they appear here? Collins also discovered large channels and additional walls made of tightly fitted stones, all aligned in exact straight lines. Some stones seemed artificially modified, with cuts and grooves reminiscent of ancient masonry techniques. Could this area have been a prehistoric complex, now collapsed and eroded? Above the Sage Wall, smooth, straight chutes flow down the mountainside, resembling polished concrete. Could these have been water channels engineered by ancient hands? Moreover, numerous stones in the area bear round cavities known as cup marks, among the oldest forms of rock art found worldwide. Their exact purpose remains a mystery, but their presence here adds another layer to the enigma. As interest in the site grew, the landowners organized a team of scientists, geologists, and archaeologists to study it using ground-penetrating radar and magnetic susceptibility testing. They discovered that the granite blocks exhibit an unusual level of magnetism, with magnets sticking to the vertical walls, an uncommon trait for granite. Additionally, radar revealed a perfectly flat foundation beneath the wall, suggesting deliberate construction. Could these findings indicate that the wall was engineered by humans with advanced knowledge? The site also caught the attention of Dr. Samiros Managic, known for his work on the Bosnian Pyramid. After visiting the Sage Wall, he concluded that the site is most likely man-made. He noted that the wall is perfectly oriented to face the winter solstice, a characteristic shared by many ancient megalithic sites. Could this alignment indicate a sophisticated understanding of astronomy by its builders? Dr. Osmanagic suggested that the wall might date back to before the end of the last ice age, over 11,700 years ago. If so, whoever built it must have possessed advanced technology now lost to history. The wall's strategic location adds intrigue. It's situated along ancient migration routes between Asia and North America, precisely between the Cordilleran and Laurentide ice sheets that once covered the continent. The area is rich in mineral deposits, including the largest quartz crystal found in Montana. Was the Sage Wall an essential prehistoric site for early human occupation and activity? Yet, if the wall is part of a massive prehistoric megastructure, wouldn't we find more megalithic sites nearby? Indeed, other intriguing formations like the Tyza dolmen have been discovered in the vicinity. This structure resembles dolmens found in Europe and Asia, large stones arranged in a table-like formation. The Tyza dolmen features a massive horizontal capstone resting on vertical stones, creating a small chamber beneath. Could this be further evidence of an ancient civilization in North America? Dr. Osmanagic observed that at the Tyza dolmen, stones break vertically, which is uncommon in natural formations. He suggested that the stones were originally formed horizontally and later reoriented to create the structure. The precise placement of the capstone seems unlikely to be a product of natural forces. Michael Collins noted similarities between the Sage Wall and the Tyza dolmen, including knobs, holes, and strange linear marks on the stones. Could these features indicate man-made design? Skeptics offer alternative explanations. Author and explorer Timothy Alberino conducted an in-depth analysis of the Sage Wall and argued that it is a natural formation resulting from volcanic and tectonic activities. He pointed out that the fissures in the wall start from the base and extend to the top, following natural paths. Moreover, there's a notable absence of cultural artifacts, no tools, pottery, or signs of human habitation that would typically accompany an ancient man-made structure. Geologist Dr. Stuart Parker supports the natural formation theory. He explained that the knobs could result from differential erosion, where softer rock erodes faster than harder sections, leaving protrusions behind. The crevices and fissures, he noted, are consistent with natural geological processes. If the wall is indeed natural, how do we explain its uncanny resemblance to man-made structures elsewhere? The debate continues, with passionate arguments on both sides. Is the Sage Wall a relic of an advanced, forgotten civilization, or a remarkable natural formation that tricks the eye? Perhaps both nature and ancient human ingenuity played roles in its formation. The wall challenges our understanding of history and geology, inviting us to explore possibilities beyond conventional explanations. If you liked this video, then you are going to love our next adventure. Prepare to be amazed. In the heart of Peru, an ancient fortress defies logic. High in the Andes Mountains near Cusco lies Sacsayhuaman, a marvel of ancient engineering. Explore the colossal walls of Sacsayhuaman constructed with massive stone blocks. How did ancient civilizations build this without modern technology? Was it forgotten techniques, advanced knowledge, or something more? Delve into the mysteries surrounding Sacsayhuaman, its astronomical alignments, and its possible connection to a lost civilization. Prepare to be amazed by this ancient fortress.
In the remote heights of the Andes, where the air is thin and the shadows long, lies a fortress that defies explanation, a place where myth and reality intertwine, and the echoes of a lost civilization whisper on the wind. Sacsayhuaman, a name that resonates with power and mystery. Its colossal walls, built from stones weighing hundreds of tons, stand as a testament to an ancient knowledge that seems to defy the laws of time and physics. How did a civilization without modern tools, without even the wheel, construct such a marvel? Did they possess a forgotten technology, or were they aided by forces beyond our comprehension? Join us as we journey into the heart of the Andes to explore the enigmatic ruins of Sacsayhuaman, a place where the past refuses to remain silent, and where the secrets of a lost world may finally be revealed.
The Indus Valley civilization, nobody actually knew that it existed until it was accidentally discovered while a railway was built. Then they found that this culture had had a language, a fully developed written script. It's about 5,000 years old, but there isn't a single Rosetta Stone that enables us to translate that script into any more recent language. If you wish to pass information to a distant future, if you wish it to be preserved, you wouldn't be smart to just write it down.
Welcome to the mysterious and ancient city of Mohenjo-Daro, one of the largest settlements of the Indus Valley civilization and a marvel of prehistoric urban planning buried deep in today's Pakistan.
Since the discovery of the Indus Valley civilization, we have to accept that civilization in India is at least 5,000 years old.
Now, let's unravel the secrets of this place, explore its sophisticated drainage systems, the iconic Great Bath, and decode what secrets might have existed in this magnificent city over 4,000 years ago.
I want to know what else is going to be found that hasn't been investigated yet at all. We're just touching the edge of a huge mystery.
Mohenjo-Daro, situated in the Sindh province of Pakistan, is a key archaeological site from the Indus Valley civilization, also known as the Harappan civilization. Its name, translating to Mound of the Dead in Sindhi, hints at the mysteries buried within this ancient city, offering a unique glimpse into one of the world's earliest urban societies. The site was discovered in 1922 during a broader archaeological survey of the Indian subcontinent conducted by the Archaeological Survey of India. Rakhaldas Bandyopadhyay, known as R.D. Banerjee, stumbled upon what he initially thought was a Buddhist stupa in the Larkana district. Further investigation revealed the ruins of an ancient city, predating any known Buddhist settlements, marked by sophisticated urban features like baked brick structures.
They found that there were these actually very, very sophisticated, very complex mud brick structures on a very large scale.
Major excavations kicked off in 1924 under Sir John Marshall, the then Director General of the Archaeological Survey of India, and his deputy, Ernest Mackay. Their efforts unveiled an advanced city with a well-planned layout, efficient drainage systems, brick houses, granaries, and public baths, all indicating a highly organized society. The excavation methods were quite methodical for the time, involving grid-based trench digging which allowed for a clearer understanding of the city's layout. Marshall also emphasized the use of photography and meticulous on-site notes to document the findings accurately. Among the most remarkable discoveries was the Great Bath, suggesting the site's use for ritualistic or ceremonial purposes, alongside a sophisticated sewage system that highlighted the city's advanced urban planning and sanitation awareness. Post-1947 partition of India, Mohenjo-Daro became part of Pakistan, and new excavation phases were led in the 1950s and 1960s by Pakistani archaeologist Dr. Ahmad Hassan Dani. His work helped uncover lower layers of the city and explore residential areas that had not been previously excavated.
There's a lost civilization which is now accepted by archaeology within relatively recent memory, and that's the Indus Valley civilization.
These later excavations focused more on understanding the daily lives of the inhabitants, with numerous artifacts such as pottery, tools, and ornaments providing insights into their daily activities, trade practices, and cultural aspects. As archaeological techniques evolved, later excavations at Mohenjo-Daro incorporated modern methods including stratigraphic analysis, which aided in more accurately dating the city's layers. There was also a significant emphasis on using refined conservation techniques to preserve delicate artifacts and building materials exposed during the digs. From the 1970s onwards, efforts predominantly shifted towards preserving the integrity of the site, as it faced threats from salinity, waterlogging, and deterioration of materials. In recognition of its value and the need for protection, Mohenjo-Daro was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1980, which helped attract international attention and funding aimed at preserving and protecting this ancient window into early urban life. Continuing from the intriguing discoveries and preservation efforts, the urban layout and architecture of Mohenjo-Daro are indeed remarkable, reflecting a level of sophistication and scale that's astounding for its time period, around 2600 BCE to 1900 BCE. As a critical part of the ancient Indus Valley civilization, this city offers profound insights into the early techniques of urban planning and architecture that have stood the test of time. Mohenjo-Daro spanned at least 1.5 square kilometers, with some estimates suggesting it might have covered over 5 square kilometers at its peak, making it one of the largest cities of its time. The city was meticulously planned with a grid system, dividing it into a lower town and a citadel area. Streets running north-south and east-west sliced the city into well-organized blocks, demonstrating the urban planner's keen grasp of design principles. Residential blocks were designed with precision to ensure uniform appearance from the outside and direct access to street-side drainage, reflecting a controlled approach to urban development and adherence to municipal regulations.
Is knowledge preserved and passed down through the ages? Yes, I think it is.
The city's drainage system was extraordinarily advanced for its era. Each house was connected to a street-side drainage channel through individual drainage pits, a setup that showcases early mastery in sanitary engineering. These drains, constructed from baked brick and gypsum mortar, included manholes at intervals for maintenance, features that would not be out of place in a modern city. The buildings of Mohenjo-Daro were primarily built using sun-dried and fired mud brick. Baked bricks were particularly used for constructing bath and drainage structures to better withstand moisture. The architectural variety within the city was notable, with homes ranging from small single-room dwellings to large multi-storied buildings, indicating a society with socio-economic diversity. A typical house featured a courtyard surrounded by rooms, providing light and air to living spaces, with some houses boasting 2 or even 3 stories. The standardization in brick size, typically measuring 7 by 14 by 28 centimeters, suggests there was a centralized system for the production and distribution of building materials. Most materials for construction were likely sourced locally, given the abundance of clay in the Indus region, ideal for brickmaking. However, special items like the large stones used in some public buildings might have been sourced from further away and transported to the site. When we compare the urban planning and architectural sophistication of Mohenjo-Daro with that of ancient Egypt during the same period, a fascinating picture emerges. While the Egyptians focused more on monumental structures like pyramids, constructed from large stone blocks quarried from distant locations such as Tura and Aswan, the people of Mohenjo-Daro excelled in creating a functional urban landscape that prioritized civic amenities and residential comfort. Building on the sophisticated urban planning and architecture of Mohenjo-Daro, the archaeological site is also renowned for some extraordinary artifacts that shed light on the cultural and technological advancements of the Indus Valley civilization.
We're going to see more physical evidence for this, more as time goes by.
The dancing girl is a captivating bronze figurine, merely 10.5 centimeters tall, capturing a young girl in a dynamic pose with one hand on her hip and the other casually dangling at her side. The level of detail in the figurine is remarkable, showing off intricate jewelry and a detailed hairstyle that points to a highly sophisticated sense of aesthetics and craftsmanship. This small statue is not just a piece of art. It highlights the advanced metalworking skills of the time, being one of the few metal artifacts discovered at Mohenjo-Daro. Another significant find is the so-called priest-king statue, a small steatite sculpture standing about 17.5 centimeters high. It depicts a male figure seated, adorned in an intricately engraved robe and wearing a fillet around his head, which might have once held a feather or other decoration. The sculpture's serene expression and the precision of its beard trimming suggest meticulous grooming and possibly a high social or religious status. Some scholars believe this figure might symbolize an idealized form of leadership or divine authority, integrating both political and religious power, though it may not represent a specific individual. Perhaps the most architecturally impressive discovery at Mohenjo-Daro is the Great Bath. Located centrally on the Citadel Mound, This large pool measures roughly 12 meters by 7 meters and is about 2.4 meters deep. It's constructed from finely fitted bricks sealed with a layer of natural tar, making it waterproof, an advanced construction technique for the time. The Great Bath is believed to have been used for ritual purification rites, reflecting the civic and religious practices of the Indus people. The structure was ingeniously fed by a well, and an adjacent drain allowed for the emptying and cleaning of the bath, indicating a sophisticated management of water resources. Comparing the Great Bath with Roman baths brings interesting insights. Like Mohenjo-Daro's bath, Roman baths were central to social and religious life, going beyond mere hygiene to serve as gathering places for social interaction and ritual practices. However, Roman baths were typically more complex, featuring varied temperatures across different rooms and incorporating technologies like steam baths and underfloor heating, showing different scales and advancements in engineering. An intriguing theory related to Mohenjo-Daro's significance within the Indus Valley civilization is the hydraulic hypothesis, which suggests that the city served as a religious center coordinating the management of an extensive system of irrigation canals. This hypothesis proposes that the city's leadership wielded both political and religious authority, crucial for managing the water resources vital for agriculture in the arid environment.
Across the sands of time, they rise, or rather, they rose. Monuments to human ambition, testaments to civilizations that dared to reach for the heavens. But what happens when these titans fall? When stone crumbles and legends fade? We stand in the shadow of vanished wonders, haunted by the echoes of what once was. Imagine the grandeur of Babylon, its towering ziggurats piercing the Mesopotamian sky, a city that pulsed with life, now reduced to whispers in the wind. Or picture Axom, in the heart of ancient Ethiopia, its monolithic obelisks standing as silent sentinels, their purpose and the reason for their decline shrouded in mystery, each a puzzle piece in a grand, unfinished history. What cataclysmic events, what forgotten wars, or what natural disasters could have brought these mighty structures to their knees? Join us as we delve into the depths of the past, to uncover the secrets hidden within the stones, and to ask, what truly became of these lost giants?
The ancient city of Petra in Jordan. Carved into the rose-colored sandstone cliffs, Petra was once a thriving metropolis and a testament to the ingenuity of the Nabatean civilization. This architectural marvel, with its intricate facades and elaborate tombs, was a vital hub for trade and culture. But disaster struck in 363 AD when a devastating earthquake ravaged Petra, leaving much of the city in ruins. While the earthquake undoubtedly played a significant role in Petra's decline, the exact reasons for its complete abandonment remain shrouded in mystery. For centuries, Petra lay forgotten, hidden within the Jordanian desert, until its rediscovery in 1812 by Johann Ludwig Burckhardt. This remarkable find brought Petra back into the world's consciousness, sparking renewed interest in this ancient wonder. We now journey to the heart of ancient Ethiopia, to the city of Axom. Here, towering obelisks, carved from single blocks of granite, once stood as silent guardians of a lost civilization. The most impressive of these monoliths, the obelisk of Axom, soared to a height of 24 meters and weighed a staggering 160 tons. These obelisks served as markers for underground burial chambers, with the largest and most elaborate ones marking the tombs of royalty. They were intricately decorated with false doors and windows, showcasing the advanced craftsmanship of the Aksumite civilization. While some obelisks remain standing, many have collapsed and broken, leaving archaeologists to puzzle over the cause of their destruction. Was it an earthquake, a structural flaw, or perhaps a deliberate act of vandalism? The answer remains elusive. Transporting us to the legendary city of Babylon, the jewel of ancient Mesopotamia. This bustling metropolis, once home to over 200,000 people, was renowned for its architectural wonders, including the Hanging Gardens, the Ishtar Gate, and the Tower of Babel. Babylon's grandeur was immortalized in ancient texts and biblical accounts, But the city's fate took a tragic turn. After centuries of dominance, Babylon fell under the control of various empires, and its magnificent structures were gradually destroyed or fell into disrepair. While some attribute the city's decline to political instability and shifting trade routes, the precise reasons for the destruction of its iconic landmarks remain a subject of debate. Our journey continues to the island of Rhodes, where we encounter the Colossus of Rhodes, a bronze statue of the Greek sun god Helios. This colossal monument, standing over 30 meters tall, was erected to commemorate the Rhodians' victory over Demetrius I of Macedon. Remarkably, the Colossus of Rhodes held the distinction of being the tallest statue in the ancient world, a testament to the ambition and skill of its creators. For centuries, the Colossus stood as a symbol of Rhodes's power and resilience, but its reign was cut short by a devastating earthquake in 226 BC. The statue snapped at the knees and lay in ruins for centuries. While the earthquake is the widely accepted cause of the Colossus's demise, questions linger about the Rhodians' decision not to rebuild this magnificent wonder. We now return to the shores of Egypt, to the city of Alexandria, where the legendary Lighthouse of Alexandria once illuminated the Mediterranean Sea. This towering structure, built on the island of Pharos, guided sailors for over 1,500 years. Its intricate design and advanced engineering made it a marvel of the ancient world. But the lighthouse's fate was sealed by a series of earthquakes that weakened its foundations. While these earthquakes led to its decline, the Lighthouse of Alexandria's remains ultimately disappeared in 1480 when the Sultan of Egypt used the stones to build a fort. The exact circumstances surrounding its demise and the decision to repurpose its remains for a new structure remain unclear. Halicarnassus, in present-day Turkey, where the Mausoleum at Halicarnassus once stood as a testament to love and architectural grandeur. This elaborate tomb, built for Mausolus, a satrap in the Achaemenid Empire, and his wife Artemisia II of Caria, was adorned with intricate sculptures and reliefs. The mausoleum's beauty and artistry earned it a place among the 7 wonders of the ancient world, but its splendor was not to last. A series of earthquakes between the 12th and 15th centuries brought the mausoleum crashing down, leaving behind only fragments of its former glory. While the earthquakes are the primary culprit, the exact reasons for the mausoleum's complete destruction remain a mystery. Revisiting the ancient city of Babylon, this time to explore the enigmatic Hanging Gardens of Babylon. These legendary gardens, said to have been built by King Nebuchadnezzar II for his wife Ametis, were a marvel of engineering and horticulture. Ancient texts describe a verdant paradise with terraced gardens, exotic plants, and a complex irrigation system. However, despite extensive archaeological excavations, no definitive evidence of the Hanging Gardens has been found in Babylon. This has led some scholars to question their existence altogether, while others suggest they may have been located elsewhere, perhaps in Nineveh, or were destroyed beyond recognition. The debate surrounding the Hanging Gardens of Babylon adds another layer of intrigue to this already fascinating ancient wonder. The ancient wonder Olympia, Greece, where the magnificent statue of Zeus once presided over the Temple of Zeus. This colossal chryselephantine statue, crafted by the renowned sculptor Phidias, depicted the king of the gods seated on an elaborate throne. The statue's grandeur and artistry inspired awe and wonder in all who beheld it. But the statue of Zeus met an unfortunate end, disappearing sometime before the 6th century AD. While some accounts suggest it was destroyed by fire in Olympia, others claim it was transported to Constantinople and later perished in a fire there. The exact circumstances of its destruction remain a subject of speculation. Ephesus, in present-day Turkey, to explore the Temple of Artemis, a marvel of ancient Greek architecture. This colossal temple, dedicated to the goddess Artemis, was renowned for its size and grandeur. It was rebuilt several times throughout its history, each iteration more magnificent than the last. However, the Temple of Artemis faced repeated destruction, falling victim to arson, floods, and looting. While the causes of its destruction are known, the reasons behind these acts of vandalism and the temple's eventual abandonment remain unclear. And finally, we arrive at the iconic Parthenon in Athens, Greece. This majestic temple, dedicated to the goddess Athena, stands as a symbol of ancient Greek civilization and architectural prowess. The Parthenon has witnessed a tumultuous history, enduring earthquakes, fires, wars, and even explosions. In 1687, during a Venetian siege of the Acropolis, an Ottoman ammunition dump inside the Parthenon was ignited by a mortar round, causing significant damage to the structure. While many of these events have left their mark on the Parthenon, the exact reasons behind some of the damage and the loss of its original splendor remain a mystery. In the shadow of crumbled giants, we've explored the ruins of ancient ambition, from Babylon's lost grandeur to the shattered Colossus of Rhodes. Each site whispers tales of vanished civilizations and the relentless march of time. Earthquakes, wars, and the slow decay of neglect have claimed these wonders, leaving behind a haunting mystery. Why? These unanswered questions, more than the ruins themselves, ignite our imagination and remind us of humanity's fleeting achievements. Though shattered, these megastructures endure, prompting us to ponder what legacies we too will leave behind.
In the quiet dawn mist, a team of archaeologists stares in disbelief at a colossal stone slab jutting from a Korean hillside. As they unearth the structure, its true scale emerges. A gigantic prehistoric monument assembled from boulders weighing hundreds of tons. How could an ancient culture with no written records or heavy machinery have built this? Today we embark on a journey through Korea's ancient mysteries, monumental structures that defy explanation and challenge the conventional timeline of history. From massive stone tables scattered across the countryside to a mountain altar steeped in legend, each discovery reveals a past more complex and awe-inspiring than we ever imagined.
Scattered across the Korean peninsula are tens of thousands of megalithic dolmens, enormous stone table-like structures that date back over 2,000 years. Korea boasts the highest concentration of these prehistoric megaliths in the world, around 35,000 known dolmens, far more than neighboring China or Japan. Each dolmen typically consists of vertical standing stones supporting a massive horizontal capstone, forming what looks like a giant stone table. Some of these capstones are truly gigantic. The largest, the Pingmai dolmen in Hwasun, weighs an estimated 280 tons, about the weight of 200 cars, making it the heaviest dolmen capstone in the world. To put that in perspective, moving such a boulder with modern equipment would be challenging even today. Yet here it rests, placed atop supporting stones by people over 3 millennia ago. How they quarried, transported, and lifted such a gargantuan slab in the Bronze Age remains one of archaeology's great puzzles. What were these mysterious structures for? Archaeologists generally agree dolmens were tombs or ceremonial burial markers for elite individuals, as some contain human remains and grave goods like jade ornaments and bronze daggers. However, definitive answers are elusive. Curiously, Korean dolmens haven't yielded a clear, consistent story. Some contain multiple skeletons, others none at all, leaving experts debating whether they served as burial vaults, sacrificial altars, or something else entirely. Establishing a precise chronology has also been difficult. With so many dolmens, sometimes clustered in dolmen cemeteries of dozens, researchers are still mapping out when and how the dolmen building culture spread. What we do know is that these megaliths appeared roughly between 1000 and 300 BCE during Korea's Bronze Age, a period when complex chiefdoms began to emerge. Their sheer numbers and size hint at organized communities capable of mobilizing enormous labor forces for a single construction, a sign of social complexity that pushes back the timeline of advanced civilization on the peninsula. Equally fascinating are the folk tales that attempt to explain the dolmens, reflecting how bewildering these structures were even to later generations. Locals in antiquity spun imaginative legends. One story claims a frustrated fairy dropped the 280-ton Hwasun dolmen while carrying it, explaining its immense weight as beyond human strength. Another legend says the famous Ganghwa Island dolmen, a table-type dolmen with a 50-ton capstone, was accidentally created by a magical wizard. According to this tale, an evil wizard tried to block the flow of Earth's energy on a mountain by piling rocks. In the process, a giant rock rolled down and landed atop smaller stones, forming the Ganghwa dolmen. Folklore speaks of witches' houses and ancient saints or giants, as if only supernatural beings could account for these feats. While entertaining, these myths underscore the core mystery. The dolmen's construction defies easy explanation. Even modern scholars, armed with science, are left marveling at Bronze Age engineers who somehow mastered the movement of megaliths. From a scientific perspective, various theories have been proposed. Some researchers suggest teams of hundreds of workers, perhaps 200 and 300 people for a dolmen like the Ganghwa example, using ropes, earthen ramps, and sheer human muscle power, could have inched the stones into place. Experiments show that with enough rollers and leverage, ancient builders might transport multi-ton rocks over land. Yet, seeing the hulking dolmens in situ, often on hilltops or remote ridges, one can't help but question how Bronze Age communities sustained such projects. Did they have advanced knowledge of engineering or leverage techniques now lost to time? These remain speculations. No written records exist from Korea's dolmen period to reveal the methods or motives of the builders. In the absence of answers, the dolmens stand silent and impenetrable. They invite us to wonder about the identity of their builders, a story yet to be unearthed. High atop Ganghwa Island's Mount Mani, another ancient enigma watches over the land. Here lies Chamsongdan, a stepped stone altar shrouded in legend. According to Korean lore, this mountaintop altar is where Dangun Wanggeom, the semi-mythical founder of the first Korean kingdom, Gojoseon, said to be founded in 2333 BCE, performed sacred rites to heaven. It's a humbling thought. If the legend holds truth, this pile of stones could mark a ritual site from nearly 5,000 years ago, linking directly to the dawn of Korean civilization. The altar itself is a terraced stone platform, roughly square and built of stacked rocks, with a flight of stone steps leading up one side. Though not as gargantuan as the dolmens, Chamsongdan's significance comes from its aura of myth and mystery. No one knows exactly when the first stones were laid here, or by whom. We do know Korean kings in much later eras held ceremonies at this very spot, even renovating the altar in later centuries. They too believed it was hallowed ground of their ancestors. Imagine standing atop this peak in ancient times. The ocean stretches below, and the sky feels within reach. Chamsongdan, the altar of observing the stars, may have been a sacred site where early priests honored heaven or tracked celestial events. Built from large stones hauled up the slopes, its 21 steps and 9-meter base hint at deeper symbolic meaning, perhaps linked to astronomy or ritual. No inscriptions explain its purpose, but its presence keeps the legend of Dangun alive. As stars rise over the altar, myth and history seem to merge. From prehistoric dolmens to mountaintop altars, Korea's landscape is dotted with enigmatic megastructures that continue to baffle and inspire. These monuments push the boundaries of what we thought ancient people were capable of. Each discovery, a gigantic capstone lifted in the Bronze Age, a legendary altar on a peak, forces us to reconsider the resourcefulness and imagination of those who came before us. Were there forgotten technologies, lost techniques, or outside influences that passed through these ancient crossroads? The truth may lie just beneath the surface, waiting, like the stones themselves, to be uncovered. What if Korea's ancient megastructures weren't the exception, but part of a much bigger mystery spanning continents? Just when you think the limits of ancient engineering have been reached, another discovery emerges, this time in India. In our next episode, we explore a mind-bending megastructure that defies logic, precision, and even the tools we thought ancient civilizations had.
The view of our planet, I think, is incredible. And the first time you actually see the Earth, it's amazing. The planet is incredibly bright. It is much more bright than you would think it is, and it fills your whole vision. So you can see continents go by, and they're very, very bright. I would be incredibly thrilled to be part of anything that involves getting on a rocket and leaving the planet again.
Imagine gazing down at Earth from the vastness of space and spotting a man-made structure so immense it rivals the visibility of natural landmarks.
Evidence from much earlier megalithic construction is hiding in plain view.
This feat of human engineering, akin to the iconic Great Wall of China, isn't just a testament to our ancestors' ingenuity. It's a modern marvel that can be seen from the space above.
I think we're looking at hints and clues that something is missing in our story.
What is this colossal structure? Stick around and find out while we explore first the mystery behind the massive wall in China. The Great Wall of China is a profound legacy left by various dynasties that shaped its path through history. The earliest records of what would become the iconic Great Wall trace back to the Eastern Zhou dynasty, which documented attempts to fortify the northern borders against invaders. With the rise of the Qin dynasty around 221 BC, significant strides were made in wall construction under the reign of Emperor Qin Shi Huang. He initiated the unification of various regional walls, which were initially built with tamped earth and local materials, creating a consolidated defense system against northern threats. This set the foundation for the extensive expansions that would follow. As the baton passed to the Han dynasty, they took the construction of the wall a step further into Mongolia. This was primarily to protect the Silk Road, which was vital for trade and strategic movements. During this era, materials like reeds and willow branches were incorporated into the layers of earth, showcasing an innovative utilization of available resources to strengthen the fortifications.
I can't help thinking time capsule, that there was an intention to preserve this.
The adaptability and durability of these materials played a crucial role in the longevity of the wall. However, it was during the Ming Dynasty post-Mongol invasions that the Great Wall saw its most definitive reconstruction. The Ming era not only reinforced the wall using stones and bricks, but also introduced sophisticated architectural features such as battlements, watchtowers, garrison stations, and troop barracks. This period is responsible for much of what is today recognized as the Great Wall, symbolizing the pinnacle of defensive architecture developed over centuries. The Records of the Grand Historian by Sima Qian offers a rich historical account of these developments. His writings provide invaluable insights into the construction processes, the strategic imperatives, and notably, the harsh and often brutal conditions faced by the laborers involved. This documentation highlights the immense human effort and the significant costs endured during the wall's early phases, painting a vivid picture of ancient Chinese society and its unyielding drive to protect and prosper. Continuing from the historical accounts, the 20th century marked a significant era for the Great Wall of China as systematic archaeological studies began to unravel its mysteries further. Teams from China and around the world embarked on meticulous research, unearthing a variety of artifacts and materials. These findings have been pivotal in dating different segments of the wall and shedding light on the diverse construction methods employed over the centuries. The archaeological excavations revealed that the choice of construction materials varied significantly across different regions of the wall. For instance, in the rugged northern terrains, granite was predominantly used, reflecting its local abundance and durability. Conversely, in the flatter plains, builders commonly used rammed earth. This technique involved compacting layers of earth known locally as hangtu, which was both economical and readily available. The flexibility in material choice highlighted an adaptive construction strategy tailored to the varying geographic and resource conditions across the vast stretches of the wall. Moreover, the early segments of the Great Wall were not just simple earthworks. To enhance structural integrity and resist erosion, wooden frameworks were integrated within these earthen walls. However, in stone-rich areas, large stones were not only used as foundational bases, but also served as primary building blocks for much of the construction. Wood played a crucial role too, especially in constructing gates, towers, and for reinforcing sections of the wall, although it was more vulnerable to decay and fire. As we delve further into the advancements in construction materials and techniques used for the Great Wall, the Ming Dynasty emerges as a period of significant evolution. During this era, the use of bricks and stone slabs became prevalent, enhancing the wall's durability and resistance to weather conditions. The uniform size and shape of the bricks simplified the construction process, as they were easier to handle and lay compared to the irregular stones used previously. This uniformity not only sped up construction, but also contributed to the overall structural integrity of the wall. Recognizing the massive requirement for these materials, builders strategically established kilns close to the construction sites. This was a practical solution to the logistical challenge of transporting heavy materials across vast distances. It's estimated that these kilns churned out hundreds of millions, possibly even billions of bricks throughout the dynasty, each one contributing to the grandeur of the wall.
There are unexplained issues in our past, which are presently not explained by the system that teaches us about the past.
One of the most fascinating advancements was the introduction of sticky rice mortar. This innovative material came about during the Ming Dynasty, when builders began mixing a paste made from sticky rice with lime. The result was a mortar that not only held bricks together more effectively, but also offered enhanced water resistance and strength. This organic-inorganic composite was revolutionary, making the wall far more durable than many might have anticipated. Recent studies have underscored the effectiveness of this mortar, revealing its unique ability to withstand significant pressure and resist aging, which is why many sections of the wall still stand robustly today. Building the Great Wall of China was not just a monumental architectural achievement, but also a colossal human endeavor. The workforce required to construct such an extensive structure included millions of individuals over the centuries: soldiers, peasants, convicts, and even intellectuals who had fallen out of favor with those in power. These laborers were mobilized across various dynasties, each contributing to different sections and aspects of the wall's construction. The conditions these workers faced were incredibly harsh. Minimal supplies, brutal climates, and grueling physical labor were the norms. Many laborers did not survive the harsh winters, suffering from exhaustion and malnutrition. Historical records even suggest that some of the deceased were buried within the wall itself, which has led to the legend of the wall being referred to as the world's largest graveyard. Shifting our focus from the ancient architectural feats to a modern marvel of engineering, this structure known as the Bingham Canyon Mine, also known as the Kennecott Copper Mine, presents another extraordinary example of human ingenuity that can be seen from the heights of space. Located in the Oquirrh Mountains southwest of Salt Lake City, Utah, this mine has been a beacon of industrial achievement since its inception in 1906. The origins of the mine trace back to 1898, when it was first developed by Enos Andrew Wall, who formed the Boston Consolidated Mining Company. The landscape of the mine changed dramatically in 1910 when it was acquired by the Kennecott Copper Corporation, marking the beginning of large-scale operations that have continued to this day. This makes it not only one of the oldest, but also one of the most productive mines in the United States. Bingham Canyon is primarily an open-pit mine, a type of mining operation that involves digging out large open pits to access ore deposits below the surface. This method has seen several technological advancements at the mine, notably the first use of large-scale electric shovels in 1926 and the introduction of haul trucks in 1937, which revolutionized the way materials were moved within the mine. Over the years, the mine has produced more copper than any other mine in the world, totaling over 20 million tons. But copper isn't the only resource extracted here. Significant amounts of gold, silver, and molybdenum have also been produced, contributing to its status as a cornerstone of global mining. The impact of the mine extends beyond just production. The excavation has provided geologists with a detailed cross-section of the Earth's crust, offering invaluable insights into geological strata and ore deposit formations. This has been a boon for the field of economic geology, enhancing our understanding of the natural processes that shape our planet. Another intriguing aspect of the mine is its influence on aircraft navigation. The sheer size of the excavation has disturbed the local gravitational field to the extent that compass readings can become erratic for pilots flying overhead. This massive pit has literally reshaped the landscape and the magnetic field surrounding it. Speaking of size, the Bingham Canyon Mine is enormous. At its widest point, it spans about 2.5 miles and reaches depths of more than 3/4 of a mile. To put that into perspective, the pit is so large that 2 of the world's tallest buildings, the Burj Khalifa, could lay end to end at its base and still be dwarfed by the scale of the excavation.
Japan is a megalithic culture. Many of the megaliths in Japan have never really been properly studied. This doesn't happen naturally. This is a man-made structure. Unless there's any doubt that it's man-made, let's get up close and look at it. It's made of individual blocks of stone. Having gone to all the work of creating huge megaliths like this, they wouldn't have wasted them.
Imagine standing before a vast network of subterranean caverns, extending thousands of square meters deep into the earth, carved from the unique volcanic tuff known as Oya stone. When these caverns at the Oya stone quarry in Utsunomiya were first created, it seemed nearly impossible for humans of that era to shape such an immense and complex structure, yet somehow they did, with nothing more than rudimentary tools and sheer human effort.
I want to know what else is going to be found that hasn't been investigated yet at all. We're just touching the edge of a huge mystery.
Did this really happen? Or was there more at play here than meets the eye? Fast forward to today, and despite our advanced technology and engineering prowess, replicating such a feat remains a formidable challenge. This marvel of both natural formation and human endeavor invites us to explore its depths, uncovering the secrets held within its echoing chambers and imposing walls.
I think we're confronted by an enormous mystery with megalithic sites all around the world, and we don't understand them properly.
The Oya stone quarry, with its deep historical roots in Japan's architectural landscape, offers a fascinating glimpse into the evolution from localized resource extraction to significant industrial use. The exact discovery date of the quarry isn't well documented, but evidence suggests that small-scale extraction of Oya stone began around the Heian period.
So I think the dating of quite a number of megalithic sites needs to be reconsidered.
It quickly became popular for its unique properties, particularly its ease of carving when freshly quarried, which made it ideal for constructing religious structures like temples and shrines, as well as for creating detailed statues for these sites. As we move into the Edo period, the role of Oya stone expanded dramatically. This was a time of relative peace under the Tokugawa shogunate, marked by urbanization and the burgeoning need for more durable building materials. Oya stone, known for its enhanced fire resistance, became a critical resource in constructing robust, fire-resistant walls, particularly in Edo, modern-day Tokyo, which was prone to frequent fires.
Wildfires are what you expect when you have a bit of a comet air bursting up above you.
The quarry's activities intensified with technological advancements in mining, such as the introduction of better chiseling tools and more systematic methods for removing large stone blocks. The expansion of cities during this period necessitated large quantities of durable materials, and Oya stone was extensively used not just for building walls, but also for bridges and other infrastructure projects that required materials that could withstand both the elements and the threat of fire. As demand surged, the shogunate implemented stricter regulations to manage the quarry operations effectively, ensuring the extraction rates were sustainable and that the stone remained available for future generations. When we compare Oya stone with European limestone, which was used for similar purposes, we notice both materials share the property of hardening over time, which is ideal for constructions meant to endure. However, while limestone in Europe was often chosen for both its practical and aesthetic qualities, Oya stone's use in Japan was deeply intertwined with the country's cultural and religious practices, reflecting a unique blend of utilitarian and spiritual values. This distinction highlights not only the functional importance of Oya stone, but also its role in shaping the cultural heritage of Japan. The Oya stone quarry is celebrated for its production of Oya stone, a unique type of green, tough volcanic rock. Known for its distinctive qualities, this stone has been a cornerstone in Japanese architecture and art for centuries. Let's dive deep into its rich historical tapestry and uncover some fascinating details along with a compelling theory. Tracing back to around 800 AD during the early Heian period, the operations at the Oya stone quarry began in an era marked by the consolidation of power in the Japanese imperial court and a cultural boom influenced heavily by the Chinese Tang Dynasty aesthetics. Initially, Oya stone was primarily used for constructing the foundations and lower structures of buildings in local villages, largely because of its accessibility and the ease with which it could be carved when freshly quarried. What makes Oya stone particularly intriguing is its unique physical property. It is relatively soft when first quarried, but hardens upon exposure to air. This feature allowed ancient builders to initially carve it with ease, and as it hardened, it would transform into a durable structural element. Not only did its warm beige to light grey hues and porous texture enhance the natural aesthetics of traditional Japanese buildings, but it also provided excellent insulation properties. As the Heian period progressed, the cultural center of Japan shifted to Kyoto, increasing the architectural demand for Oya stone, possibly spurred by its fire-resistant properties, an essential feature in an era prone to wooden structure fires. By the late Heian period, the stone's reach extended beyond local regions, finding its way into more significant and prestigious construction projects across Japan, such as temples, shrines, and statues.
I can't help thinking time capsule, that there was an intention to preserve this.
Ancient texts often highlight its use in substantial state-sponsored construction projects, suggesting a growing importance in the architectural landscape of the time. The rising demand for Oya stone led to a significant expansion of the quarry operations. Quarrying techniques evolved from simple manual methods to more organized mining activities involving larger labor forces. This expansion not only catered to the increasing architectural demands, but also became a focal point for local economic development, providing numerous jobs and contributing to the growth of surrounding communities. An intriguing theory about the Oya stone quarry is that it was discovered and initially developed under the auspices of the imperial family of Japan. This theory suggests that the imperial family might have used the quarry to demonstrate their divine right to rule by constructing temples and palaces with this unique stone.
Ancient cultures all around the world preserved a memory of a high civilization.
The frequent use of Oya stone in imperial and noble projects during the Heian period supports this theory. The distinctiveness of the stone and the grandeur it imparted to buildings would have symbolized the celestial and exalted status of the emperor, aligning perfectly with the imperial ambitions of the time. This fascinating hypothesis adds an additional layer of historical and cultural significance to the already rich narrative of the Oya stone quarry. Nestled in Utsunomiya, Tochigi Prefecture, the Oya stone quarry offers more than just a peek into the world of mining. It presents a fascinating interplay of geology, history, and acoustics. Let's delve into the intriguing details of its underground caverns, their extensive history, and unique characteristics. Spanning an impressive 20,000 square meters, these caverns form a vast subterranean network that has been shaped over centuries. In some areas, they plunge as deep as 60 meters, equivalent to a 20-story building. This vast and varied landscape not only offers a glimpse into the Earth's depths, but also tells the tale of its past through the very walls that form it. Etched with the marks of pickaxes and chisels, the cavern walls narrate the history of mining techniques that evolved through the ages. Occasionally, miners have left behind tools and artifacts, which have been preserved and are now part of the quarry's historical tapestry. The caverns also display an array of natural and man-made formations, from varied color strains and vein patterns to different mineral compositions, each adding a layer to the story of the region's geological history. Beyond their historical and visual appeal, these caverns are known for their exceptional acoustic properties. The porosity and density of the Oya stone allow for sound to be absorbed and dampened, creating an environment with minimal echo and clear sound quality. Drawing a comparison to the ancient underground cities of Cappadocia in Turkey, both carved directly into volcanic rock, highlights interesting contrasts. While Oya's caverns were primarily used industrially for mining, Cappadocia's were designed for habitation and protection, equipped with living quarters, churches, and even ventilation shafts. An intriguing theory about the Oya stone quarry suggests that its extensive network and depth could have offered strategic military advantages during historical conflicts. The caverns, with their complexity and depth, might have served as excellent hiding spots or secret passages, a theory supported by Japan's historical use of landscape features in military strategy. Moreover, the Oya stone quarry has caught the eye of the film and television industry due to its dramatic and otherworldly ambience. For instance, Martin Scorsese's Silence used the haunting backdrop of the caverns to portray the rugged landscapes of 17th century Japan, enhancing the grim atmosphere of the story. While not actually filmed at the quarry, the scenes within the fortress-like environments of Inception evoke a similar monumental scale and maze-like interiors that one can associate with the Oyo Stone Quarry's vast network.